Hey guys, it's Lauren. Thanks again for being here for this video. I'm gonna be talking about my November favorites. I just feel like I just sat down and filmed my October favorites, so this feels very strange. There's something about this year where it felt like painstakingly slow at some points, and then there was moments that like were just like gone and done, and that's what this month has felt like. I know everybody like always says that, but it's true in this moment. So I have my little tray of favorites I want to talk about. There's quite a few things in here. Because I had such like a beefy October favorites, and then I did my skincare favorites, I tried really hard not to be like too redundant with some of this stuff. Yeah, so a lot of the things that I have been using, I tried not to put in here because I've already featured them really recently, so I'm gonna try and be a little bit more concise. But even with that, there's just like there's a stupid amount of stuff that I want to talk about, so I'm gonna get to it. And I'm gonna start with this guy. This is one of the guys that you've seen. It was in my Sephora VIP haul, and this is the IGK Low Key Cleansing Walnut Scalp Scrub. I've really been enjoying using this. I use it like 1 to 2 times a week. I am one of those types of people who washes their hair like almost every single day. I know that's like, I don't even know, taboo, or that's just like not the thing to do these days, but I find it better for my hair health and my scalp health to wash it every day. And I've really enjoyed bringing this into the mix. The day that I do use it, I find that my hair has a lot more texture. It can be a little bit dry, so I try and pair it well with like some sort of conditioner, or just put a lot of oil in my hair because it can feel a little bit drying on the hair, but it does give the hair like a little bit more harumph, which I really enjoy. And I found that it really helps with my scalp health because it does have that exfoliating properties in it, and because it has like the peppermint, and I believe it has apple cider vinegar. Hopefully I didn't make that up, but it has some things in there that help with scalp health, which is important to me, because even though like, I'd say I have more combo skin. I used to say I have dry skin, and then years ago I'd say I have oily skin, but honestly it's just like I have combination skin, and I have random issues in random parts of my body. And sometimes, not sometimes, just here and there throughout my life, I've just had issues with things on my scalp, and so I like to keep that area quite clean and healthy. Yeah, so this guy has been my hair love. That's weird, but that's been that for this month. And then I know this has just been like everywhere, the Glossier You fragrance, and I was like really not into this when it first came. I was pretty let down by the packaging from when like I saw pictures of it. I was like, ugh. And in person, the packaging is a lot nicer than it seems. It is glass. It has a nice hand feel. It's a nice little bottle, and it's like almost like a, I don't know, ombre or whatever effect, where it like goes from a darker pink into the lighter pink. It's still not like my aesthetic, but it is nicer than it seems. It's still not like, it's cute, it's cutesy. It's not like, I don't know, it's not as elevated as I would like for a $60 perfume. But with that, besides that, when I first got it and smelled it, I was like, oh, that's not for me. That's not my type of perfume. And it's just one of those things where I'd sprayed it on a few things, and I was like, oh, that's not so bad. And then I kept spraying it, and I was like, oh, and I don't know if I've like conditioned myself to enjoying it, or it's just like one of those perfumes that grows on you. And it is one of those perfumes that I find smells better when you spray it on your body. You know how some perfumes, it's like you want it like on your clothes or in something like that, and then you're like, oh, you smell it. This is one of those perfumes that I feel like smells better when you like get it on your skin. So it's kind of one of those things that like I'll like spritz onto myself, or I'll put it on before I put on clothes. I find that I like that better. And it is, like some people were always like saying that it's really hard to describe, and I was like, okay, sure. And then when I got it, I was like, oh yeah, it is. It is kind of hard to describe. It has a sweetness to it, but usually when someone says sweetness, I'm automatically turned off. This is more like a sweet effervescent. I feel like that's a good word for it. And it's like bubbly. I don't know, like it almost reminds me of a LaCroix in a way, which is very strange. It just has a sort of sweet, fresh, bubbly effervescence, which makes it sound super juvenile, but I don't know, it's actually really nice. And because I'm so like usually on my sort of like woody scents, like I really like my leathers and my tobaccos, and then I really like my citruses, but that are like very, very orange juicy. That's usually my spectrum, with like the occasional like jasmines and things like that I'm surprised how much I like this. It's just kind of breaking me out of my my scent mold. Yeah, it's a nice guy. It's worth getting a sniff of if you know someone who has it. That's the only problem with Glossier, is it's like you don't really get like an opportunity to try the stuff before you buy. But I like it, and I know they were doing samples with orders, so hopefully they're still doing that. And then makeup wise, I actually have quite a few things that I want to talk about. Go figure. The first one is actually the Milk Makeup Blur Liquid Matte Foundation. I can never remember like the full name of this thing, because it's like one of those items that has like a long name. But I did a review on this like a few months back, and I liked it. I didn't love it, but I had a skin breakout this month, like towards the end of October and here and there in November, and it was rough. And it was honestly the worst skin issue I think I've ever had. Like I've had some pretty bad issues in my life, and this was rough. So I'll probably do a video on that in the near future on how I treated it. But I just didn't want to go out of the house, and like I still had work and I still had to do stuff. And this is a pretty great full coverage foundation. Like you could still see like the texture all over, but it really helped cover the redness. And just like, although I still looked like a cake face, this helped me get out of the door. So I'm quite grateful for it. And now that my skin has cleared up, honestly, it's really funny, because now like I feel like this is like, I went from the worst breakout ever to some of like my better skin in a long time. Like I still have a few breakouts here, and then I just have some like general redness, because like Hoyt, my dog, he jumped up on me and I have like a few scratches, so that's what the redness is. But I still have like a couple of guys going on along here, but for the most part my face is super, super clear and bright, which the brightness actually will lead me into talking about this guy. I think I'm just gonna go all over the place with talking about my favorites, and that is the Ordinary's Vitamin C Suspension. This was in my nighttime skincare routine video, but I wanted to give this another mention. I have just been not using as many of my other actives lately. I kind of shelved those, and using this like morning and night, almost like intensely using this, and it's kind of gotten to the point where it doesn't really have that like burny sensation that this guy can have. Like I've really beefed up my skin's tolerance to vitamin C, but my goodness, like I did like a mix of different things to get rid of the breakouts, and then I had all this redness, and this just helped get rid of that, and it just gave me super bright, super luminous skin. I've just really been impressed and in love with this guy. So this makes me want to try. I think they have like a 30% now. I want to try that. They just have like a whole they just have a slew of vitamin C's now, and I want to try them all, because like this is so inexpensive, and this worked wonders on my skin. Like I do have this foundation on today, and the funny thing is I love this foundation when I had that crazy terrible breakout, but I also love this foundation on like my skin right now, because like my skin is super smooth. It is not very congested. It's like in a pretty good state. And even though this is like a full coverage foundation and it's like I didn't need to use it, I just kind of like, it's almost like I had the canvas that this could like go on really well for. So I've liked it for both my really good days and my really, really terrible days. I guess it's the in-between days when I have like that congestion where that didn't work for me. Also, it's been a lot cooler. And when I originally tried this foundation out, it was like summer, it was hot, it was just awful. So that just might be like a formula thing where when it's super hot and meh, it just couldn't jive with my skin. And now that it's like a little bit more temperate, it's like this works better for those times. So yeah, these guys I kind of like talked about amongst themselves together. And then makeup wise, I got this little tray of guys that I want to talk about. This guy, the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit. God, Hourglass packaging, it's like beautiful but like awful at the same time, because it's just like, it's so dirty. It just looks so dirty and so gross so quickly. I have this little rag here. Let me see if I can get some of these marks off, because it's just like awful. But yeah, this guy, pretty penny, got it during the VIP sale, VIB sale. I always say P, it's not a P. Yeah, and I really love this guy. It's beautiful. I have all of these on my face. I love the highlighter. It's just like so illuminating, so beautiful. And I love these blushes. I've been really into this purple blush. Funny enough, the other thing I'm going to talk about is this orange blush. I've been super into purple and orange blushes, but I have these guys mixed in together along with this guy that I'm going to talk about on my face. I have the bronzer all over. Just, it's a really lovely palette. You know, it's pricey, it's an investment, but it's something that like gives me like a little giddy bit of joy when I open it up. It's just like, it's just, you know, sometimes more elevated makeup, when you use it, it just like, it gives you also an experience, which I feel like makes the price point like, okay, it's almost like it's because of the price point, but also makes the price point more worth it, if that makes sense. But it just gives me a little joy when I use it. It's beautiful. I feel beautiful when I wear it. I really like it. I find it very flattering. Got it all over my face. Yeah, this was a lovely investment, and I'm happy to own it still. I guess I will talk about this guy, just kind of melting everything together. This is the CLE Melting Lip Powder, and this is in the color Ultra Summer. I think I talked about this guy or used it in a Get Ready With Me like way back in the spring, but CLE sent me a few things like a long time ago, and they sent me two of their melting lip powders, this one and the cocoa one, which is also beautiful. I honestly probably should have thrown this in here because it's also really great. It's like this nice cocoa powder looking, like Swiss Miss looking brown that looks nice on the lips but looks amazing as a blush. But these are dual purpose, so you can use them as blushes and as lip powders, lipsticks. So it's a powder formula, but then as you like kind of press it in, it like turns into a liquid, and it's a really cool concept. It's really fun. It has like that little bit of entertainment to it, but it's also such a beautiful formula. Like, I think if you like the cloud paints, you will love this. I find that the pigment is a little bit too strong to just like dot on with the applicator, and you can accidentally be left with like a blotch, like a really pigmented sort of drop. So what I like to do is I will put a little bit of it from the doe foot onto my back of my hand, and then I'll take a little like stippling brush, rub it in, and then put it onto my cheeks, and I think it looks gorgeous. This is also one of the sort of powder to lip formulas that's one of the better ones. I've tried a few, like I tried the one from Surat that I mentioned that I'll put in a future video, that just like, they kind of like get really bunched looking, or they can easily like make you look really textured on your lips, and I feel like this one doesn't do that as much as the other ones, and this one really like nicely stains the lips, so it's super pretty. Not terribly like long lasting if you try and get it like super opaque, but at the same time it does leave like a nice stain. It's like yeah, if you like that sort of Glossier minimal sort of dual purposey makeup, I would check these out. They come in a variety of colors, and I love this guy. I kind of want to go and seek out some other colors. I know this brand has been like popping up in more places lately. And then on the eyes, I have a few guys I want to talk about. First up, I'll just mention the Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. I've really been enjoying this mascara. It's super lengthening. It gives a little bit of volume, but I find that it's really, really lengthening, so you can just like put it on, curl your lashes, and it's just like whoosh, like very fairy-like, and I really like this. I know this got like a lot of hype when it came out, and I haven't really tried Lancome mascaras. Like I tried some of their old formulas, but I had never tried that like weird one before, and I got a couple of them, and I really, oh, I did this, and now it's like covered in foundation, my goodness. Also to note, the Milk foundation does kind of transfer, as you just saw. It's not like the most stay put of guys, but this is a really great mascara. I've really enjoyed it. As it's like dried down, it's become even more easy to use, and it's a really, really lovely mascara. I know it got like a huge amount of hype when it first came out, but the hype is real to me. It made sense. And then also I've just been on, like, for my eyes, I've been on a huge like sparkle glitter just kick. It's been a really long time since I've not worn some sort of shimmer on my lids, and these have been the three that I have been wearing the most lately. So the first one I'll talk about is this one. This is Bahamas by 100% Pure, and this is one of their cream shadows, and this is definitely more of just a really, really light shimmer, and it's this really beautiful kind of like taupe, like taupey light brown shade, and it has this really, really fine delicate shimmer that just like looks really nice all over the lid. I've been mixing this in a lot with that like Maybelline, I think it's the Color Tattoo, one of the brown ones. I'll just like really quickly this guy and that guy, and then mascara, and that'll be my look. But today I used this one and the Maybelline thing and the Natasha Denona Chroma Crystal Top Coat. I got the nude color, and if you can tell, I've already made like quite a dent in this guy. I have loved wearing this. It is definitely a more like refined, like a grown-up shimmer. It's like not chunky. It just like, it just kind of looks like something you would see on the red carpet. It just feels like elevated like that. Very Nicole Kidman, Kate Winslet, just like nice Hollywood glamour is what this sort of shimmer feels like. I know, like I love like a big chunky sparkle, but like this is like a red carpet sparkle. Yeah, I really like this. This was, you know, a little bit more on the expensive side, but I think it's absolutely beautiful. And then on the other side of the spectrum, something that's quite more affordable is this guy. This is one of the e.l.f. I think it's the Aqua range liquid eyeshadows. I have like a more coppery gold one of these that I got like a long time ago, and I think is beautiful. And I was in Target and I saw that they came out with this like steel like blue gray color, and I was like, ooh, I just threw that into my Target cart, and I really love this. I've been also, besides the glitter, on a cool toned kick for my eyes. I've been into the sort of grays and the purples and the silvers. Like I feel like they're coming back. Like went really hardcore on the warm spectrum, so you know, everything always bounces back. It's like, it was crazy about liquid lipsticks for ages, and now it's like all about like glossy lips. It's probably gonna be the same thing with this stuff. Honestly, it's gonna be all cool tones next, just watch. But I really love this. It is so worth the price. Like I think these are like $2, maybe $3, but it just gives a really beautiful shimmer onto the eyelid that you can like sheer out, or you can like make really, really intense. And it plays really well with other shadows like going on top of. That's one of the things that like sometimes liquid eyeshadows just like you put them on top and they just like ruin anything that you might have underneath. So that's what I really liked about these. And although I haven't worn the Giorgio Armani liquid eyeshadows, I did swatch a bunch of them and like get a feel for the texture and like kind of how the formula of the glitter sort of, or shimmer sort of shifts, and these feel like so similar. Like, I can't say it's like a straight up dupe because I haven't done like a wear test because I don't own one of those, but they seemed really similar. And yeah, these are great. If you want something really inexpensive and super beautiful, these e.l.f. Aqua range liquid eyeshadows are just awesome. So I was mentioning that I had that crazy breakout. It was a pityrosporum folliculitis. I'm sure I said that incorrectly. I tried really hard. But it's a type of acne that's actually caused by like candida, like a yeast overgrowth. So often it can get confused for like hormonal or other type of acne, but that's what I get, especially on my body, and it can be really brought on by overuse of antibiotics, which like I have definitely overused antibiotics in the last few years of my life, between like teeth things and like I have a deviated septum, so I like often like get issues with that, so I'll have to take that, and then like dental things, you have to take them, and then my dermatologist thought it was hormonal, so she gave me them, and it just like all of those things like built up, and it just like whoosh, just ugh. It was awful. So I had to do a bunch of topical things as well as internal things. So probiotics, man, like they will help your skin out and your gut and your life out. So these are the two that I have been using. I have this one by Flora. I just picked both of these up at Whole Foods, and like I didn't want to get like you can really get like super inexpensive probiotics, but like the cultures, like the amount of alive guys in there can be a lot lower, and then like it's never a guarantee that it's that many in there that are actually alive, because like packaging and whatnot. So I tried to go for like the 42 billion cells one. So I've been taking this, and then also I got these gummy ones, that these are the kind that you actually don't have to refrigerate, and this not only is it helping with probiotic, but it also helps with prebiotic, which is nice. And the gummies actually taste really good. They're like, they taste like fruit snacks. They're actually really good. So these dudes, oh, and turmeric. I've been taking a lot of turmeric because it's anti-inflammatory, has been super helpful for me in general. And just turmeric is, you know, anti-inflammatory in general, so I usually take it a lot around my period because it helps with that. But yeah, those guys have been really good. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about some movies and TV that I was into. I say this towards the end because I know some people could probably care less about this, but I'm a big movie TV person. I think everybody is at this point. But yeah, I saw some really great movies recently. I saw the 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, the new Martin McDonagh movie he made, In Bruges and 7 Psychopaths. And I've just been a big Martin McDonagh fan for like ages. I was super into him in high school because I like got to go see The Pillow Man on Broadway. And then like I got really even more into his plays in college. So yeah, he's a playwright, and then he transitioned to film, and he just makes these like delightful, dark comedies. Delightful is probably not the right word, but just he makes these like gruesome, dark comedies that like also have like this really beautiful, I don't know, emotional center. And this one had the most like emotional center core to it than any of his other movies. Some of his plays really like, they'll get you really deep, but this one, Frances McDormand was amazing. Sam Rockwell was great. All the supporting actors were really good. What was it? John Hawkes is really great in it. Peter Dinklage. The whole ensemble was just like amazing. Really amazingly cast. Really sharp dialogue. There was this one scene with the deer that was like terrible CGI that just kind of threw me out of it, which was kind of annoying. Like, you have all these amazing actors. Why couldn't you spring for like a little bit better graphics with the deer? Anyways, try not to, that's not a spoiler, it's very vague. But anyways, it's a fantastic film. Really recommend seeing it. I think it's gonna get like a bunch of Oscar buzz. And then a movie also that had some really amazing performances that I finally saw is The Big Sick. I don't know what took me for so long, but it came up on Amazon and I watched it, and that was really good. Ray Romano in it is amazing. Just also really well cast in it. Great comedians in there. Just, it was really well done. Gave me like one of those like good kind of cries, like like that kind of therapeutic cry. That was good. I needed that cry that movie gave, but I really enjoyed it. And then, sorry, last but not least, I wanted to mention the Marvelous Mrs Maisel. It is just now available on Amazon. I already watched like 3 or 4 episodes the other night. The pilot debuted like months ago, and I've just been like, I've been waiting for this show. It's by the creator of Gilmore Girls, and it takes place in like the late 1950s, and it's just about this housewife breaking into comedy. I'll just keep it really vague like that, but like the sort of quick-witted dialogue that you hear in Gilmore Girls that is really, really fun just like fits this time period and these people, I feel, just so well. And it has this very like, because of the costumes, like the costumes are meticulous, the world is meticulous, it's just like really well like art directed and designed, but they also have some really great like sweeping camera work that give it a very like movie musical kind of feel. And then like the quick-witted dialogue is just very theatrical, and the jokes are great. Yeah, it's a great show. Highly recommend it. A lot of fun. A fun show. So yeah, those are all of my favorites for this month that I remembered to put together. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like it. Let me know what you've been into, if there's been any, especially like movies and TV, if there's anything you've been watching lately that you think is awesome. I would love to know about that, and products, you know, all that kind of stuff. Anyways, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.